What is going on, guys? Dino Bam Bam here with the Ten7 MMA. Happy to be back in your lives with a brand new series called UFC The Quickie. And I'm going to break down what that is for you. But if you're brand new to the channel, welcome. We here at the Ten7 MMA do something that not very many in the space can do. We pick fights at a 70% clip. And we're not just picking and choosing our spots and we're hitting those at 70%. I'm talking 70% for the entire year. Every goddamn UFC fight. That's what we do. And we're not asking you to donate. We're not asking you to go to our Patreon. We don't even have one. We don't have an OnlyFans, which, we may, who knows, right? But I'm just saying, we're giving these out for free. And a lot of people were saying they love the full card breakdowns. They're loving the videos that we're doing with Dana Black, and they're loving the videos that we're doing with Pro Schmo bets and everything. But even the quick picks, they're like, man, that's too long. I don't want to sit there for half an hour. I don't have that time. Well, welcome to the Quickie. The goal here is 10 minutes or less, the entire card, right? We're going to go through the entire card. I'm going to give you fighter A, 2 or 3 bullet points, fighter B, 2 or 3 bullet points, my prediction, including round and method, and we move on. Now, if you're looking for more in-depth stuff, check out our quick picks videos, right? Those are usually 25 to 30 minutes. Sometimes me and DS will do the full card breakdown. That goes for over an hour. We also do the live streams with Dana Black and Harry from Pro Schmo Bets. We do interviews with a lot of fighters, and we actually have an interview coming up within the next week with a very, very prominent person in MMA YouTube. So stick around. You're not going to want to miss that. Do like the thing at the bottom says. Like and subscribe if you're interested in this kind of stuff. And then you can also follow us on Instagram at the Ten7 MMA, where we are a part of a creator picks pool kind of thing. There's around 16 to 20 MMA accounts on YouTube that are together in this MMA picks thing. And I think we're in first place. I'm not 1,000,000% sure, but we are damn near at the top. So follow us on Instagram. If we're changing picks, we announce it there. If there's anything breaking that we got to talk about, it's there. You can message us there as well. But yeah, we would really appreciate a like and subscribe. That would mean the world to us. Yeah, let's get into it. I know this was long-winded, and I promise you it won't be moving forward. Basically, the way it's going to be is introduction, picks, and get the hell out of here. 10 minutes or less. So let's not waste time, guys. Let's get into the first fight of the night. And we've got Luan Lacerda, and he's taking on Simon Oliveira. Of course, this is the UFC Rio card, right? So Simon Oliveira, strong submission game, tends to struggle against explosive strikers. He can be stiff on the feet and hittable in exchanges. And if he gets the back, he is a real goddamn threat on the ground. But he's not the best defensively overall. He's taking on Luan Lacerda, young, dynamic, fast and aggressive off the rip. Great jiu-jitsu. It's super slick and scrambly. He can fade late in fights. His cardio fails him, and he's got really goddamn good pressure. At the end of the day, I'm going Luan Lacerda by decision. I think his scrambles will keep him safe, and I think he wins the striking exchanges. We move on. Julia Palastrian, she is taking on Karolina Kowalkiewicz, a very tough fight to break down. I'm kind of split on it. I'm not going to lie to you, but ultimately I'm going with Julia Palastri. She's the stronger prospect. She's got fast hands. She's got good power. She's aggressive, and she's still green. Now, this is a massive step up in competition for her, but she's taking on an older lady in Karolina Kowalkiewicz, a crafty veteran, knows how to win close fights, doesn't hit too hard, but has great volume. I have to pick the younger fighter here. She's minus 470, but as far as betting, I'm not touching it. Or if I do, it's a single bet with Karolina Kowalkiewicz. But give me Palastri by decision. Next fight, Walter Walker versus Muhammad Usman. Minus 310 on Walter Walker tells you all that you need to know. But there is something more in depth with the betting side of this that you really need to consider. 99% of bets are on Walter Walker. So that means if Muhammad Usman loses this fight, Vegas is losing money. I'm still picking Walter Walker, but that's something that's pretty goddamn scary because Walter Walker shouldn't be a minus 310 versus anyone. Of course, he's Johnny Walker's brother. We know he's got the heel hooks and all that. Muhammad Usman hits hard, right? So that's something to consider. Give me Walter Walker. I'm going to say by decision. Scary, scary fight with the numbers that are going on in Vegas. We move on. Lucas Rocha versus Stuart Nickel. Tough fight, man. A lot of tough fights early on in this card. Lucas Rocha, a young Brazilian prospect, very fast scrambler, great BJJ game, very aggressive. he fights like a guy with something to prove, right? And he's fighting at home, so that's awesome for him. He can be wild, but that chaos gets him caught up sometimes. And sometimes it could help him. He's taking on Stuart Nickel, an Australian striker, very calm, counter-heavy style, great timing, but very limited experience at very high levels. He has not fought anyone as aggressive as Roca, and I think the grappling is going to be too much. That's why I'm going Roca by submission round 1. Tough fight to pick. We move on. Bia Mesquita, and she is taking on Irina Alexieva. Alexieva, tough, scrappy, gritty, but very limited technically, guys. She's going to crash into the clinch and try to grind you out there. She's hittable, and she struggles versus very composed fighters. She's taking on Bia Mesquita, an elite Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion, like absolute legit ADCC credentials. Her striking's developing. Obviously, she's a grappler more than a striker. On the ground, it's over. It's her world. I think this fight at some point gets to the ground, so Bia Mesquita by submission feels like a lock to me. So I'll say round 2 sub for Bia Mesquita. Next fight of the night, Vitor Petrino versus Thomas the Train Peterson. Vitor Petrino, guys, physical specimen. This dude absolutely has to be roided out of his mind. Huge power, explosive, confident striker. Sometimes he gets patient. Sometimes he gets boring. If he doesn't get control early in fights, sometimes he can fade, right? He's still improving defensively, but he is a durable guy. He's taken on Thomas Peterson, a strong wrestler, a great heavy ground approach. He can eat shots trying to close the distance. We saw him get knocked out 2 fights ago, I want to say. The last fight was the one in Iowa. He won that fight. I was there and actually had a beer with his wife and mother-in-law. So I'm rooting for Thomas Peterson. I believe they follow us on YouTube, his family. But ultimately, I got to go Vitor Petrino. I think he is very dangerous, and I think he does touch Thomas Peterson's chin and put him out in round 1. If this fight goes deep, though, I could see Thomas Peterson's wrestling for what it's worth, taking over the fight. We move on. We've got Jafel Filho, and he is taking on Clayton Carpenter. There it is. Jafel Filho, guys, dangerous grappler, especially on the back. A good power, but he prefers the ground game. Can be a bit too willing to give up position, hunting for submissions, and I don't love that. He has taken on the American Clayton Carpenter, scrappy, well-rounded, mixes it up well. He is credentialed in everything he does, guys. He has a boxing past, a kickboxing past, wrestling past, jiu-jitsu past. This kid is so goddamn well-rounded and so high IQ that I have to choose him here. He was actually the underdog going back 2 days ago. That has flipped. So, if you wanted to bet him, you probably missed out on the great price. But give me Clayton Carpenter by decision. I just hope there's not some kind of sus Brazilian judging going on. Speaking of that, we move on to Lucas Almeida versus Michael Aswell. Lucas Almeida, a volume striker with power and grit. His chin can be cracked. He keeps his hands down, which infuriates me. He doesn't go away easy, right? He's got a good chin. I know I said it could be cracked, but he could take a shot. And this kid's willing to fight. He likes wars, and that's risky here because Michael Aswell is all war. He is a nonstop forward pressure machine. This dude fights like a zombie. His ground game's somewhat underrated. He's got good wrestling if he needs it. Does not mind eating shots to return a couple. Still growing. Could be a good fighter at 145. I was very impressed with his short notice debut last time. Tough fight. I've been flipping on it the entire time. I'm going to go Lucas Almeida. I'll say Lucas Almeida wins this fight, guys. He's the home fighter. I believe the odds again have flipped on this fight. Lucas Almeida TKO late. I think eventually he breaks Michael Aswell. If not, Michael Aswell's a very legit fighter and something to look out for. We move on. Ricardo Ramos taking on Con Ofli. Dynamic kicks, dangerous subs, great power for Ricardo Ramos. Mentally unreliable though, right? Sometimes shows up, sometimes doesn't. He's very goddamn explosive, but he's not trustworthy. He has taken on Con Ofli, a newcomer to the UFC, lost in the Ultimate Fighter finale, got knocked out by Myron Santos. He's a raw fighter, guys, right? He can be durable. He's scrappy. He's got some good wrestling. He's got some good control on the ground, but he might just get overwhelmed in this fight. I think Ricardo Ramos is so goddamn explosive. The kicks and everything's dangerous that he throws on the feet. And I've seen Con Ofli get chinned, so that leads me to believe that Ricardo Ramos is going to chin him. If he shows up locked in the way we expect him to, he wins this fight by knockout. Give me Ricardo Ramos round 1 KO. Now this fight, the next fight, Gennady Diniz versus Mario Pinto, one that I've literally been flip-flopping on all goddamn day. and all goddamn week, to be honest with you. Gennady Janiz, a former Glory kickboxer, great stand-up credentials, right? Really good power, killer instinct, especially early in fights. The takedown defense still unproven in MMA. And to me, that's the problem, right? Because Mario Pinto has really goddamn good grappling if he needs it. He's got that good wrestling. He is a pressure forward striking kind of fighter himself. He causes chaos, but again, he has that wrestling in his back pocket. Flip-flopping the entire time. I'll take the dog, man. Give me the plus 114 on Mario Pinto. I think he uses that grappling, and if he does get Gennady Janiz down, and Gennady Janiz is not able to get up immediately, he will fade. Give me Mario Pinto round 2 TKO. I worry about the pedigree of Gennady Janiz versus an unproven guy in Mario Pinto, but that's where I'm at today. It might change tomorrow. We move on. Vicente Luque, Joel Alvarez. Vicente Luque is a pressure fighter, insane toughness. He was your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. He was the cool guy. He was like the hip dude to like a couple years ago. That's kind of gone now. He's taken on the newest hot thing, right? And that's Joel Alvarez, the big, tall, lanky, long-bodied Spanish guy. Submission game, crazy. Power, really goddamn good range. This is Joel Alvarez, guys. We don't have to talk about it. I think he hurts Vicente Luque, drops him, and then goes down to the ground, gets himself a sub. Give me RNC after dropping Vicente Luque for Joel Alvarez. Now, the co-main event, one of my favorite fighters on the planet, so I may be biased, Davison Diaz de Guerra Figueiredo, and he takes on Montel Jackson. Guys, Davison Figueiredo, former flyweight champion, came up to bantamweight and had a good run for himself. And now all of a sudden he finds himself on a 2-fight losing streak, and everybody's counting Figgy out. He lost to Peter Yan and Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen, the last guy to fight for the title. Peter Yan, probably the next guy to fight for the title. And again, that's Figgy coming up a weight class. Very savvy veteran, can steal rounds with damage and pressure. We saw that against Moreno a ton of times. Durable as hell at 125. Durability at 135, kind of sus, but I mean, he survived besides the injured knee against Sandhagen. He takes on Montel Jackson, a super long reach fighter, clean, straight punches, historically a hesitant guy, and another guy that's frustrating. Sometimes he shows up and sometimes he doesn't. And now against the toughest opponent of his career in Brazil, in Figueiredo's home, he could freeze under the lights, guys, and that's what I'm banking on. I know that sounds a little nuts, but I'm going Figgy by decision. Plus 225 I like that. Figgy lands bigger shots. He lands at massive moments. Davison Figueiredo knows how to win those rounds. I think he controls the tempo. Montel's a little too gun shy, and Figgy wins a decision. And that's that. We move on to the main event. Charles Bronx Oliveira taking on Mateusz Gamrot. Charles Oliveira, you already know, guys, the submission game, right? Charles Oliveira, the all-time leader in submissions in the UFC. He's very goddamn aggressive with that high guard Muay Thai style, shoot the box style. Pressure, sometimes fragile, right? We've seen Charles Oliveira get clipped and he drops pretty damn easily. And of course, the thing that most people are going to point to is that he was just knocked out cold back at the end of June versus Ilia Topuria at International Fight Week. He's taken on Mateusz Gamrot, a relentless wrestler, cardio machine, right? Not a guy that's a very dangerous finisher. There's a little pop in his hands, but he drowns opponents over time. A lot of people are expecting this fight to look like the Charles Oliveira Arman Sarukian fight, where the wrestling and the control is going to win over the jiu-jitsu. Couple things I would point to. Number one, this is a 5-round fight. So I just don't know that Mateusz Gamrot will be able to maintain that for 5 straight rounds. I know he did it with Sarukian when he fought him, which is a hell of a fight to go watch if you've never seen it. But Charles Oliveira, to me, too much of a finisher, guys. He's finally getting that opportunity to fight in Brazil, and I think he's going to hurt Mateusz Gamrot. We've seen Mateusz Gamrot historically all the time get dropped when throwing a kick, right? We saw it with Beneil Dariush. We even seen him get dropped when he's feinting kicks. He's susceptible to that big shot when he's throwing kicks, and I think that's going to be the problem here. I think he gets dropped like Charles Oliveira did Justin Gaethje. I think he follows him to the ground, and I could see the finish playing out exactly that way. I don't see it happening in round 1. It's more of a late round 2, early round 3 thing for me. So I will say Charles Oliveira round 3 submission after dropping Mateusz Gamrot. And that's that, guys. That's UFC The Quickie. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. If you did, do us a favor, like and subscribe, right? It would mean the world to us. We're trying to get to 2,000. And again, go ahead and follow us on Instagram at the Ten7 MMA. If we ever change a pick, if we ever have something announced, it's done on there. And yeah, again, we're in first place in that pick thing, so you might as well follow a winner, baby. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.